I was trying that for 3 days. It has.
At this time, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Our first item is discussion and possible action on abolishing the position Director of the Student Culture for Dean of Students at Shelton Clark High School. And I'd like to say, I think this is a very important program, and I make a motion that we keep it as is. Okay, do I have a second?
I'd just like to make a comment on how everybody else feels, but I was at the high school yesterday, and it seems like things are really going well. And tell you what, as far as kids up there, and if I rant too much, why, or as one of my former players would say, coach, you're starting to ramble. But cardinal class is what I would call it. I mean, I never had so many kids say pardon me or excuse me, and the building looked, it was clean, and I was totally impressed, and teachers in the classrooms teaching, and I'm not up there to spy. I just like to see what's going on, or I just like to drop by because it's been a big part of my life, the school system, and that's one reason I'm here today. So, but as far as talking with teachers, and as far as talking with administrators, and as far as talking with students, they feel like this is a very important, like I say, things as far as academics, as far as discipline, seems to be going really well. And like I said, I talked to administrators, I talked to teachers, and I talked to students also, which you can learn more, and even I talked to, I shouldn't say it that way, I talked to custodians also. And they feel like this is a needful position. You know, the more safe and secure your students are, and I think the more people you have involved, and actually I was on the phone today about, and I'm hoping and still aggravating people about an SRO, and I think I've got a shot at getting it. I'm supposed to contact them back next week, so if we can get some grant funding for that, I'd like to see that. But I want all of our kids to be safe, secure, and I think this position here, and to me, it comes out, I'm told, it comes out of Title I funding. It's not costing us any amount of money as far as the board. I see no reason why we shouldn't stay with it. That's just my opinion. So that's my opinion. Otherwise, anyone else has an opinion. So, but that's how I feel, and I'm impressed with what's going on at the high school right now. So.
Well, my opinion is, I mean, I agree 100%. I believe the high school needs to have someone to help with discipline and all that. I mean, obviously. I think this should be abolished, and it's not on the agenda tonight, but somehow, and I even spoke with the finance lady today about seeing about turning this position into an assistant principal, another assistant principal. There was 2 assistant principals. Once upon a time, there was 3 at the old building when Sarah was there, when Danielle was there. 3 when I was there, but I think there was 2, and then one of them left abruptly. I mean, that's just my feeling on it.
My feeling on it is, check today with, which I realized at one time we had, I think, maybe could have had 3 assistant principals, Shelton Clark. My memory's correct. Johnson Central has an enrollment of about 1,100, which is double what of our enrollment. They have a principal, 1 assistant, or no, they have a principal, I'm sorry, and 2 assistant principals, with an enrollment of 1,100, roughly about double what we've got. They don't have dean of students. They don't have a director of student culture. They have a principal, 2 assistant principals. Our enrollment figures do not justify having this position. That's just my feeling. You know, do you have anything like a director of student culture? Do you have a dean of students? No, they don't need that. You know, obviously they don't need it because they don't have it. So, that's.
In my opinion, again, I think the way things are going, I don't see a need for a change. I think more kids, like I said, more individuals involved is secure and safety, to me, is better. It's just how, and like I said, it's coming out Title I. I mean, it's no cost. Why would you do away with the position? It just don't make sense to me.
If I might say something, I've come from this looking at it as a job that has been, someone left so that any money saved would put us closer to a contingency money, which we do not have. Now, I know this is Title I, but creatively, that Title I money could be used to take care of another position at the school, and then we would be able to save that teaching position, which the Title I took care of, back into the general funds, which would be the contingency. I talked with the treasurer yesterday, and that's where I come from it. Of course, I don't want anybody to be unsafe at a school. I have continuously said before I was in here that I was for not only a nurse at every school, but also a safety officer at the schools. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. But I just, is the treasurer here tonight?
No, she's not.
Well, okay then, but do you understand where I come from, Mr. Harles?
Yeah.
Okay.
So how much are we looking at as far as cost?
Well, as far as cost, you know, you're talking about, you know, with positioning itself, I mean, you're talking about basically about the same salary as what a normal assistant principal position would pay. I can say myself, being assistant principal at the high school when I was assistant principal, I know there's been situations and times that I've appreciated having the extra assistance available to me, because I know from experience, I know how busy it can get, and you can get overwhelmed very quickly. And I can understand the need for where this position is retained, or as Lois said, if there was another assistant principal position created, I can see the need for another assistant principal, or if this position is retained. I can see that.
And we spoke about this.
Yes.
Before you were interim superintendent, we've talked back and forth about it. Is there a certain number that a school has to have before they could be considered for two principals, Mr. Schmidt? Of course, we can't do that tonight because that's not on the agenda.
No, we can't create.
All we can do is abolish and do what he wanted on there, so.
Anybody have anything else to say? If not, the motion is on the floor. Do I have a second?
And I know it can get overwhelming at times. Again, I've had, I mean, as far as discipline referrals in hand at one time, close to 30 at one time, and that can be overwhelming. In addition to the day-to-day duties that go on at the school, it did me. I mean, I won't lie. I mean, it did. There were times I got real overwhelmed.
Again, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll make a second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No.
Aye.
Okay, motion fails. So do I have a motion to dismiss?
No. Well, not on my part. I make a motion to abolish the position.
Abolish it, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
No.
No.
Opposed? It's no? Okay, motion carries.
You know, why would you abolish, I know it's special, but why would you abolish something? Excuse me, I want to say something. Why would you abolish something? We had fight after fight last year. And Mr. Harris and Mr. Ball and all of them, I know I'm going to get thrown out here probably, but I'm going to say my piece. You know what, I'm a pastor, I've been here my whole life, the school system, I've supported it. But daggone it, I don't wanna go back to locking our kids out again up there. And everything's going great. Mr. Harris said it is going great. But when you do away with that position, then what are you gonna have? What we gonna have?
I appreciate, you
I
know,
support
having
you,
everything,
Mr.
but it
Dawes.
is a special meeting and we can't, I mean,
I know, it seems like we have a lot of
I'm
special
sorry.
needs. I understand, ma'am, and I understand what you're saying. But as taxpayers, we need to be able to speak our piece too. I'm sorry to be rude, but that's just the way I feel, Mr. Dillon. To be honest with you.
Terry,
Yes,
I
sir.
just want to say, as a taxpayer, I'm trying to get above the amount of money we have to stay afloat is called a contingency fund.
I understand. I was on the board
And
too.
yeah, right, so you know.
I know.
So
What, did you take that
What
consideration
I'm
when you
just
paid
trying
the
to do
secretary
is-
the big salary pay?
Look at that, that's all
okay,
I'm.
the
I
position has
understand.
been abolished, it's been voted on, so we need to move on, really. The next item, I think, Mike, you wanna
Yeah,
do this one?
the Department of Education requires that on Monday or Tuesday, that the board submit a request for a waiver of the requirements concerning ownership of the coal underlying the new school site. And so I've prepared a motion, proposed minutes, and an affidavit from the secretary that we need to make in a minute so that we can get it signed and I can get it down to Frankfurt by email on Monday.
We do have tentative approval for the site, correct?
You have approval to move forward and do the additional work necessary for their consideration. And one of them will be this waiver. Everything else, I think, has been done. I got an email from the architect earlier this afternoon. I think the only things that are left are the hearing, which will discuss the waiver, our memorandum and other things that will be submitted Monday. And then we've got an attorney who's working on the title commitment. The title insurance company has assured me they will give us a commitment once the title is clear to the surface. And Mr. Nunnery will be doing the appraisal before the end of the month. So we'll have everything before then that we're capable of doing by October 7th, when the state board meets.
Okay.
Is it the 7th or the 11th?
The 7th.
I spoke with Mr. Ward today, I didn't know, I thought I understood you say the 11th.
I think it's the 7th.
So what I'm gonna need is, I'm gonna need a motion for the waiver.
Okay, I move that the Board of Education requests that the Kentucky Board of Education pursuant to KRS 156.160-2A grant a waiver of the requirement contained in 702 KAR 4.050 Section 4.4A that the board either acquire title to the coal or a forbearance agreement from the owners or lessees of the coal within the boundary of the property to be conveyed to the Board of Education by the Martin County Fiscal Court for the site and the need of the Martin County High School.
Okay, I have a motion, I need a second.
I'll second.
Have a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, at this time, I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Have a motion to adjourn, I need a second.
I'll second.
Have a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.